Hi, welcome back to UBTV election series. I'm Jess. The Lib Dems are a centrist, social, liberal political party and are currently forming our coalition government with the Tories. Now, Nick Clegg has been in the firing line somewhat this term for having failed to deliver his policies on not increasing student tuition fees. Do we think he'll be able to regain the trust of students this election?
I'm Stephen Williams and the Liberal Democrat candidate in the general election. It's the fourth time I've stood in Bristol West, but in the last two occasions I was actually elected as the MP. I came to Bristol University from Mountain Ash Comprehensive School in South Wales. I was the only person from that school who went to university, and I was on free school meals while I was there. And when I arrived in the history department at Bristol and then in Wilswall, my own residence, it was an enormous culture shock to meet people who'd gone to schools I'd heard of and all knew each other, all knew their cousins and relatives and friends to other departments in the university. And then it suddenly dawned on me that Britain was a rather more unfair place than I thought it was. And that's something I've always wanted to tackle.
In the future, if you are re-elected, what are your policies specifically aimed at students and the younger generation?
For the younger generation in general, sort of 18 to 30-year-olds, I suppose, the most important thing that will concern people is when they leave college, when they leave university, are they going to get a job? So I think the major thing that the Democrats have brought to government in the last 5 years is stable government, balancing the country's books, rebalancing the economy as well, away from overheated southeast of England, and more investment in other city regions such as Bristol to sort of build stronger economies outside London. So Bristol is the most prosperous city in the country, so anyone graduating from Bristol University who wants to stay, just like I did, is probably guaranteed a good sort of economic future with strong job prospects. I think that's what concerns most people.
Next up, we have Clare Campion-Smith. Having worked as a maths teacher for many years, you can really tell she cares a lot about the younger generation in her policies.
I'm Clare Campion-Smith. I was a retired teacher, well I am a retired teacher I suppose is the right verb to use, and I've been a Liberal Democrat for many, many years because that's where I feel my political allegiances lie. It's where I feel comfortable with the philosophy and with their long-term vision. I do believe that we are the party that is very, very much committed to human rights and to civil liberties. That's important for me. I think we try and give people as much freedom and individual choice as possible, but bearing in mind that we all have a social responsibility, so we are part of the community. So it's not individualism, it is part of a community, but giving people as much choice, as many opportunities as they can to live a fulfilled life.
So how do you think that your party can regain the trust of students?
Right, we signed a pledge, which turned out to be a big mistake in the economic climate. What has been created, and I think it's very important that people understand this, is a system that is much closer to a graduate tax than it is to a credit card bill. Obviously, one of our concerns was whether it would put students off going to university, whether it would put off students from disadvantaged backgrounds. Now, the good news is that we have got increasing numbers going to university, and also that we have got increasing numbers coming from a disadvantaged background. So I think it's tough on students because they've been told how awful it is, but actually I think for younger people, they have probably got a lot of opportunities.
Listen carefully.